NSF were moving material through here at one point. Seems like a good place to start looking.
Sorry I didn't need your help on the island. I hope it wasn't a wasted trip. No sweat, man. I got paid. That's what matters. A real patriot. I see it like this. It all balances out. UNATCO's just as much gun freaks as the militias. If everybody's gonna shoot it out, fine, so long as neither side wins and takes over the whole country. The goal of UNATCO is not conquest. It's the safety of ordinary people like yourself. I know an army when I see one. Look, I'll be blunt. Got any cash? There's a secret passage behind that phone booth over there. For 500, I'll tell you where to get the code. I'm not interested. We think they're loading the Ambrosia onto a plane. You heard anything about that? Nothing I can put a price on. UNATCO already thinks it's Juan Lebedev. Lebedev? I don't know who else it could be. He owns a whole terminal at LaGuardia. Mandarin's been trying to bump him off for years. Since when is LaGuardia for sale? The city had some debts a few years back. There's always a buyer. But Lebedev's small time. He can't buy off the big politicians like a Bob Page. Who does he buy off? People lower down, but useful. Some of your buddies at UNATCO, actually. Who? You can't afford that one. How about that phone code? I'm not interested. Change your mind. Sure. 500 for where I can find the code to the phone booth. Talk to Curly in the shantytown at Battery Park. He's from the Mole People settlement. You have to give her the password, Underworld. The NSF are allied with the Mole People. They both hate the feds, but that's it. The Moles don't want a war. They just want to be left alone in the tunnels. Aiding and sympathizing. Just as bad as being a terrorist yourself, in my opinion. I doubt the NSF gave them much choice. Yeah, if it's Lebedev, you're gonna have a chance to be a hero. Manderley wants him dead. Figured you'd come through here. You want to know something? Find me. Figured you'd come through here.
After the quakes, the homeless drifted down here. Junkies, runaways, grifters. There's a DSS file a mile long on this place. Some of them, the so-called Mole People, have permanent living quarters in an adjacent tunnel system not on my map.
What you need, bro? Files are $250.
Maybe later.
Rock's the name, guy. Anything you want.
Maybe later.
Come on, bro. No cops down here.
Maybe later.
You need something to mellow you out.
Maybe later.
You need something to mellow you out.
Know where I can find the Mole People.
Good neighbors keep each other's business private.
You want to set a price?
I'm a good neighbor. You want to buy something or not?
Maybe later.
Come on, bro.
I'll take a vial of Zyme.
Mess you up. bro. No cops done.
I'm with you, Natko. Start talking.
I ain't going back to jail.
Let's try some word association. First word. Ambrosia.
Bitch, I ain't going back to jail.
Well, you're right. He's not going back to jail.
What is it?
You on Rook's territory now. Just so you know.
You call yourselves rooks?
That's right. Up here is business. You want to do business? Talk to El Rey.
I'll keep that in mind. bad choice for close-range combat.
Might as well use it. Rock says I owe him. He won't even give me one vial for it.
What kind of bomb?
I think they said it was called a lamb.
Tough luck.
Yeah, you said it. All I want's one right now. Just one vial.
Suppose I could part with a vial of Zyme if you'll give me the lamb.
You got some? Really?
Yeah. Let's see the lamb.
Take it, man. Whatever. Where's the...
Make it last. I killed homeboy out by the tracks.
Better. Much better. I was feeling pretty bad. Better. Much better.
Leave me alone. The rule is you're supposed to use the secret passage and leave us alone.
I know I heard something. Tell me what you know about the Ambrosia shipment.
I'll cooperate. Relax. Key to the men's restroom is on the table.
Restroom. I'm looking for an airfield.
First, you gotta go through the restroom to some tunnels. The airfield's about a mile to the east.
This better not be a joke.
Hey, I'm just an accountant. I know the body armor looks threatening, but I'm part-time, like a reservist. I don't want any trouble. Key's on the corner of the table. I never wanted to see action. I know when to stand down.
They're getting Hold Fire a brand new name.
Panel security.
defender.
You sure do, don't you? You're gonna burn, all right.
Somewhere by the airfield. Be careful, though. The terrorists probably expect intruders. Section of LaGuardia. Near the east. You should be able to take it. If you hit trouble, double back across the platform. There's a sewer drain to the northwest which leads to a pond next to the airfield. We think we might know who's moving the shipment. More in a minute. Looks like you're on the right track. Terminal at LaGuardia owned by Juan Ivanovich Lebedev. We're certain based on what you've discovered that he's working with terrorists. Your orders are to locate and kill him. We're sending you a map of the airfield. Make sure you and I won't miss any shots. I've notified the recovery team. One barrel left. We think this one may actually be on Lebedev's jet. JC. I told the troops to stand down. That's right. I'm working for the NSF. I'll meet you at the 747.
Didn't you hear me? I ordered the militia to stand down. Your militia killed a lot of our men tonight. Just listen to what I've got to say. We don't have much time. You got that right. UNATCO will have a team here in a few minutes. The Grey Death is a man-made virus. Everyone up to the president is at UNATCO's mercy as long as UNATCO controls the supply of ambrosia. You believe that? We have proof. We need to get the ambrosia to Hong Kong. Heard of Tracer Tong? He can help us synthesize it ourselves. You better step away from the jet. Your boss is my next objective. Join us, JC. Talk to Lebedev. He can convince you. Get on the plane. Blackmail of the U.S. government could not possibly escape the notice of the United Nations. Don't be so quick to trust the UN. Are you kidding? The UN's about the only chance we've got these days. If the U.S. spirals into another civil war, a pretext, nothing more. The whole project of world government, going back to the League of Nations, has been funded and manipulated mainly by wealthy bankers. Is that so? Remember that the UN itself was built on land donated by John D. Rockefeller. Get on board. A UNATCO security squad will be here any minute. The wealthy have always been the ones to profit from one world government. More later. You better get moving. The United Nations secret goal. Well, this is David Rockefeller's description from a half a century ago. The supranational sovereignty of an intellectual elite and world bankers. The UN was founded not to end war, but to gradually dissolve national governments and replace them with a globalist meritocracy. Average people never benefit from government and business on a scale they can't even understand. Go! underestimated your abilities. You work for the NSF. Listen to what I've got to say. You got that right. The Gray Death, you believe.
I surrender.
What?
Easy now, Agent. UNATCO has a policy against killing unarmed prisoners. We have much to learn from each other.
We're assuming control of the airfield. The vaccine will be returned to the international authorities.
Don't you want to hear why your brother came over to our side?
He makes his own decisions.
You know he wouldn't betray UNATCO without a reason.
Good work. Now finish the job.
He surrendered. He's an unarmed prisoner. UNATCO policy protects him.
Terminate the prisoner, Agent. If you are too afraid, you are ordered to return to base on Manderley's authority. There is a helicopter waiting. I have the command here now. You are wordless if you cannot obey a simple order. This man will receive a speedy trial. I have the command here now.
I guess Paul must have convinced you.
All right. We're alone. If you have proof of a conspiracy, let's hear it.
The question you've got to ask, I'm surprised you haven't, is the obvious one. Who am I? Who made me, and for what purpose?
UNATCO has briefed me on my augmentations. Get to the point.
Your parents were murdered precisely because they could have told you the correct answer to that question.
That's a pretty big claim.
You didn't have parents. The ones you knew were employees. You were made by a cabal of technophiles so crazed for power that they would control not only governments and people, but the chemistry of our bodies as well.
Your proof?
You're the proof. You and Paul. When you get back to UNATCO, pay attention. Something's not right. You're really working for a group of conspirators called Majestic 12.
You expect me to believe there's a group of people powerful enough to control the United Nations?
The UN and UNATCO are just a couple of their tools. UNATCO has already occupied the airfield. Just go through the motions and report back to Liberty Island. I can't do anything for you here. Be patient. Someone will contact you soon. If you want to find out more, you'll have to contact Tracer Tong in Hong Kong. Be patient. Someone will contact you soon. Be patient. Someone will contact you soon.
Excellent. Precisely how a UNATCO agent must deal with a terrorist.
My pleasure.
Mission complete. A chopper is waiting outside to take you back to Liberty Island. Congratulations, Agent. You are one of us after all. I confess I had my doubts. Your helicopter is waiting at the airfield. We can say what we like in the paperwork. That is how it is done. Swift and quiet. Good work. Now get to the helicopter. Good work. Now get to the helicopter. We can say what we like in the paperwork.
We're
Good work. Now finish the job.
He surrendered. He's an unarmed prisoner.
Terminate. I have the command here now. That is what happens to a prisoner who tries to escape. Go to the helicopter now, Agent Denton. It is waiting at the airfield. Get to the helicopter. Manderley will want to see you. I have never had this much difficulty with a trainee in my life. I have told Manderley 1,000 times, augmentations do not make an agent. I have told Manderley 1,000 times, augmentations do not make an agent. I have never had this much difficulty with a trainee. Stand down, agent. Now finish.
If you know something, just tell me.
The question you've got to ask, I'm surprised you haven't, is the obvious one. Who am I? Who made me, and for what purpose?
UNATCO has briefed me on my augmentations. Get to the point.
Return to base, Agent Denton. I will handle this.
Your parents were murdered precisely because they could have told you the correct answer to that question.
That's a pretty big claim.
You didn't have parents.
Leave us, Agent. Now. I have the command here now.
Sounds like a picture-perfect description of the NSF.
Think bigger, Agent. Think global.
You have disobeyed a direct order.
Do you think it's an accident that the cure for the global plague is owned by a single corporation, and that is kept so secret that only the tabloids dare print a story suggesting it exists?
The supply is limited. That doesn't mean there's a conspiracy.
But where does that corporation manufacture the cure? And where did your brother uncover the information that brought him over to our side?
Go on.
I can tell by the expression on your friend's face that she knows where I'm heading. UNATCO is completely correct to think that Tracer Tong will soon understand Ambrosia. He was the one who was going to receive this shipment.
Why tell me all this?
I've said nothing that UNATCO won't find on this plane's computer. But here's the secret. This is what Paul was so interested to hear from Tracer Tong.
Manderley will be disappointed in your insubordination. That is what happens to a prisoner who tries to escape. Go to... Good work. Terminate the prison.
Sounds like a picture. But go on. Why tell me all?
Manderley... That is what happens to a prisoner who tries to escape. Go to the helicopter now, Agent Denton. It is waiting at the airfield. Get to the helicopter. Manderley will...
See to the helipad. We know your brother was here. He is gone, but we will find him.
All clear, sir. We've disabled the security grid.
Manderley has assigned me the peacekeeping occupation of the airport.
Standard procedure, it appears. I'm sure we can count on you.
I want to be the one to execute Limited.
Some bad news. Agent Navarra beat you to it.
Yes, of course. I will congratulate her.
Hey, about my brother.
A shame that we have to track down and kill one of our most advanced agents. At least we have one of you left.
Don't you think we should give Paul a chance to explain himself? He's been with UNATCO for years.
Only one thing can happen when you break your oath to the coalition. I will be truthful. I have requested the assignment of the Paul Denton assassination. Again, they ignore me. Again, they think they have a better punishment for a traitor than a shotgun to the head. I will do it myself, even if they say to get him alive. I was the one who warned them a year ago not to trust Paul Denton.
on your buy, my friend. I believe I will enjoy this. I believe I will enjoy this. I don't like you either, but we have to get along. Gunter told me about Paul.
It's true. Paul's been working for the NSF.
This is gonna shake up the coalition, JC.
Coalition will recover.
UN officials will probably get involved.
Give me a minute to look around.
Sure thing.
I'm ready.
Get in.
Wants you to stop by his office. Don't sweat it if he chews you out. I think you made the right decision by not killing Lebedev.
Manderley's blowing his top. You better go see him on the double.
I can't believe.
I guess he...
What a.
I don't know.
Go right in.
I'll let him know.
All right, Tint. What the hell happened? You were under direct orders. My orders.
Sorry about not killing Lebedev. He seemed worth interrogating.
We don't give you enough information to make a call like that.
I guess that means I don't get the op bonus.
You can turn in your weapons right now.
I risked my life and I recovered the ambrosia.
We don't have time for trifles. Whatever, take it. But it will be the last one.
I try to do the best job I can.
Just shut up and listen for a second.
Yes, but...
Well, that's what seems to be missing in you and...
Activated what?
He's our enemy now.
Can they really kill him? What about Paul?
Please, just get your equipment and meet our pilot.
Yes.
It's critical that they trust you.
What kind of pain?
Behind the eyes and a sharp burning, almost electrical.
How's your bioelectric level?
It's always at 100%. I like to stay prepared.
That's probably it right there. Free radicals. You should charge your systems only when they've been significantly drained.
I wasn't informed of that.
It's a lot like an electric razor. If you leave it plugged in all the time, the battery loses its 0 point. Just watch your levels.
Interesting. Thanks, Doctor.
Let me know how it goes.
I saw you listening in. Yes, it's true. I have augmentations like yours. Don't you work down in Washington? Actually, I'm the director of FEMA. Sounds like you wouldn't have much use for physical augmentations. You underestimate the demands of my work. We deal with every sort of natural and unnatural disaster you can imagine. But you're the director. You work behind a desk. Am I behind a desk right now? No, I'm not. That's because we have a situation here in New York. I got to my position because I can fix things. You will see shortly, because as you have probably noticed yourself, this agency is broken and needs an overhaul. What do you mean by overhaul? You will
receive a memo in a few days. I am still collecting data.
UNATCO was very effective this evening. We recaptured the shipment.
You don't have to worry, Agent. It's the softer elements I am after.
Like who?
You're beginning to exceed your clearance. What are you? Angel OA?
Excuse my persistence. I'll wait for the memo.
Good. Carry on. I said no more questions. I have good reason to hold back the announcement. Dismissed, Agent. Leave me alone. Dismissed, Agent. I said no more questions. Leave me alone.
Guess you guys found each other. Get everybody patched up?
I did my best. You're looking good.
Never felt better.
They just dropped off a few liters of the ambrosia you recovered, by the way.
Good work out there, Denton.
Yes, sir.
No harm done. We have you to take his place.
Is a few liters going to be enough?
I said no more questions. Leave me alone. I said no more questions. Dismissed, Agent. I said no more questions.
Don't sweat the business about the 747. I heard they got Lebanon anyway. Around somewhere. So long, Agent. Back to the same old routine. Don't sweat the business about the 747. I heard they got Lebedev anyway. We sure cleaned house tonight. Wish I was shipping out to Hong Kong. Wish I was shipping out for Hong Kong.
orders are to go to Hong Kong.
Your brother's in trouble. You need to meet him in Hell's Kitchen at the apartment.
What's wrong?
I'll let him speak for himself. He just wanted me to get you to the hotel. Brother's hurt pretty bad. You'll find him at the apartment. If he can walk, get him to come with you. I can pick you guys up in Battery Park. My daughter's dead, and somebody's going to answer for it.
Oh, you bad.
Oh, Jesus, Sandra. Oh, Sandra. Oh, Jesus, Sandra. Oh, Sandra.
Is this kill switch real? What's it going to do to you?
I'm afraid that's, classified.
Manderley said you're going to die.
You've got to have God clearance to know. The nanites can be programmed for exponential growth.
There's a chopper that can take us to Hong Kong. You know Jock?
First, you're the only one that can help. I need to send the NSF distress code. UNATCO tracked Lebedev to the other NSF bases, and to Silhouette in France.
I came to get you out of here.
JC, you've got to believe me. UNATCO takes payoffs. Silhouette, the other terrorist groups, they're our allies.
You've done what you can for the rebels. Let's go.
You want proof? Pay a visit to the NSF headquarters. Down in the basement, protected by booby traps, a data cube sits on the edge of a table. My report to the militia leaders. Here, I have a photograph of the building. It's a couple blocks to the west.
And I suppose while I'm there, you want me to encrypt the signal with the NSF transmitter. Bypass UNATCO SIGINT.
A lot of people could die. My friend Chad, for example, the leader of Silhouette.
I'll check out the facility, but I can't promise I'll help the terrorists. Be ready to leave for Hong Kong when I get back. You sure you're all right?
No worse than a bad cold. What kills me is just
that they have this kind of power.
the power, yes, but the fact that it's been there from the beginning. A lot of things are starting to make sense. You remember Mom and Dad?
You think they knew?
Lebedev thought so. He said they were employees of the United Nations.
They would never have agreed to anything like a kill switch.
Remember, I knew them longer than you did, and after what Tong showed me, I'm pretty certain we don't have a stitch of DNA in common with either of our supposed parents. The NSF base is on the other side of the tunnel. Silhouette's not much to speak of militarily, but you might call them the brains of the resistance movement. They go after public opinion. If it wasn't for Silhouette, there'd be a half a dozen meaningless civil wars going on instead of any kind of worldwide struggle. Ironically, to fight the one-worlders, we ourselves have to become a global organization. It's been easier than we expected. Average people are beginning to wake up to the fact that bigger isn't better. A few bureaucrats in New York can't make good decisions for New Jersey, let alone Paris or a village in China. That kind of centralization can only lead to precisely the debacle that the UN has become. Somehow the notion of unalienable liberty got lost. It's really become a question of what liberties will the state assign to individuals, or rather, what liberties will we have the strength to cling to? It's only a matter of time before someone clever and ambitious figures out that the tools of dictatorship have been ready-made by well-meaning governments all over the world. UNATCO, for instance, a global response to a common problem. Looks good on paper, but a global military force is hard to keep accountable. UNATCO is already in the wrong hands. I don't know whose hands, but you'll find records of outside influence if you dig around the NSF headquarters. You better get moving. Password, Bloodshot.
on the top of the warehouse. If you're unable to hack the computers up there, you'll need the instructions and account information Lebedev sent me. One of our agents who tried to send the signal but got run off left the data cube in a secret area below the garage. Look for a hatch under some boxes. A computer on the third floor can unlock the hatch.
Cleared to be up here, Agent.
What's it for?
That's a dumb question.
No, really. What does UNATCO need with that kind of money?
Just look around. Think UNATCO would be handing out assault guns if funding was left to the UN?
Well,
The uniforms. If it wasn't for Simons, we'd still be wearing those little white helmets.
yeah.
He's what they call a philanthropist.
Axe this file?
Yeah, all of it. The whole directive.
What I want to know is what he gets in return.
Don't you know what a philanthropist is?
Yeah, like Nietzsche.
No, a philanthropist. Giving to charity.
Oh.
And that's why he volunteered for FEMA. Help out after hurricanes and that kind of thing.
That's a lot of money to just give away.
Some people are just good, you know. Good to the bone.
You shouldn't be in here.
We're in the middle of something.
This area is restricted by order of Walton Simons.
We can't work with you here.
I'm gonna have to write you up, Agent.
Leave us alone.
You shouldn't be in here.
Leave us alone.
This area is restricted.
Leave us alone.
Silhouette in France. Come back to the apartment and let's clear out of New York.